Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم
वालेकुम
السلام
अस्सलाम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुह।
تعالى وبركاته. أنا بخير الحمد لله.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, we will continue our lesson. Last time we learned about the mubtada and the khabar, the subject and the predicate. And today, inshallah, we will learn more about mubtada and khabar. Types of khabar, rāb-ul khabari. There are many types of the khabar. So how we can find the khabar from the sentence? A khabar can be a word, a single word, one word. A khabar can be a phrase, shibhu jumlatin. And a khabar can be a complete sentence. A complete sentence can also be a khabar. So here we will learn khabar is always marfu. Khabar is always marfu, nominative case. Khabar can be indefinite or definite. It can be nakira, it can be marifa. But mostly the khabar, the predicate is indefinite. Most of the time we find it as an indefinite noun, but sometimes it is a definite noun also, can be a khabar. In a nominal sentence, a shibhu jumlatin will always be a khabar. Shibhul jumla, phrase, we call it phrase. In a nominal sentence, not in a verbal sentence. In a nominal sentence, shibhul jumla, a phrase will always be a khabar, predicate. Even though the sentence may begin with it. Even the sentence is starting with the shibhul jumla. It will be a khabar, predicate. We learned that the nominal sentences start with a noun, but sometimes nominal sentences start with a phrase. Fil baiti. Fil baiti is a phrase. Ama mal baiti. This is also a phrase. So even a phrase, a sentence is starting with a phrase with a shibhul jumla, it will be predicate, it will be khabar. Fil baiti rajulun. In the house, there is a man. Amamal baiti hadikatun. In front of the house, there is a garden. Amamal baiti, this is adverb. Amama is adverb, zarf, and fi is a proposition, harf jar. So shibhul jumla phrase have two kinds, propositional phrase and adverbial phrase. The term shibhu jumlatin is applied only when it comes as a khabar. So when it comes as a khabar in a nominal sentence, if in a nominal sentence there is a phrase, there is a shibhul jumla, so it will be a khabar. If this kind of phrase comes in a verbal sentence, it is not called shibhul jumla. If a phrase comes in a verbal sentence, jumla felia, if a phrase we use in a jumla fi'liya or verbal sentence, then it will not be a shibhul jumla. We cannot call it a shibhul jumla. It is only called jarun wa majrurun. In a verbal sentence, it will be only jar and majrur, or zarfun or adverb. We will call it jar majrur or zarf, adverb, in a verbal sentence. But in a nominal sentence, if there is a phrase, we will call it khabar. Zahaba Bilalun ilal masjidi. Bilal went to the masjid. So ilal masjidi, it is not a shibul jumla. Zahaba Bilalun ilal masjidi, it is not, ilal masjidi is not a phrase, is not a shibul jumla. Because Zahaba is a verb. And it is a verbal sentence. So it is a verbal sentence. Okay. Zahaba Bilalun. Zahaba is a verb. So ilal masjidi, it is not a shibhul jumla. It is a phrase. It is jar and majroor. It is only jar and majroor. Ila is harfe jar. Ila is harfe jar, preposition. Al masjidi will be ism majroor. And the second example is jalasal waladu tahta. Tahta is a zarf, adverb. Tahta is an adverb. So we will call it adverb or zarf. Ash-shajarati. This is mudaf ilayh. Adverb is always mudaf, and the noun follow the adverb is mudaf ilayh. So here tahta is mudaf and ash-shajarati will be mudaf ilayh. Ash-shajarati will be mudaf ilayh here. The boy sat down under the tree. The boy sat under the tree. So this is shibhul jumla in a nominal. This is a phrase in a nominal sentence and in a verbal sentence. Here, kinds of khabar. Now we will learn kinds of khabar. One word, only a single word, mufrad, can be a khabar. Al-kitabu, the book. Jadidun is new. The book is new. Here jadidun is only a single word, one word, but it is a khabar. Al-kitabu jadidun, the book is new. The book is new. Muhammadun, talibun. Muhammad is a student. Muhammad is a student. So Muhammadun is mubtada. Muhammadun mubtada. Talibun is khabar. And khabar is only a single word, one word. Here al-kitabu is mubtada. Al-Qur'anu, the Qur'an. Kitabu is a book. The Qur'an is a book. So Al-Qur'an is mubtada and kitabu is khabar. Only kitabu is khabar here. Kitabullahi. Kitabullahi. So kitab is mudaf and Allah is mudaf ilayh here. But the khabar, but predicate is only book. Kitab. Al-Qur'anu kitab. Kitab is single word, one word, but it is khabar, predicate. And Allah is mudaf ilayh here. Second is shibhu jumla. Shibhu jumla, a phrase. Shibhu jumla have two kinds. jar and majroor, prepositional phrase. Shibhul jumla, prepositional phrase. Like al-kitabu alal maktabi, the book is on the table. Ala is a preposition. Ala is a preposition, harf jar. Al-maktabi is ism majroor. So this is jar and majroor. Is first kind of the shibhul jumla. Jar and majroor is the first kind of the shibhul jumla. The book is on the table, and this shibhul jumla is in a nominal sentence, so it is a khabar predicate. Al imamu, the imam, fil masjidi, in the masjid. The imam is in the masjid. Fil masjidi, fi is a preposition. This is a prepositional phrase. Fil masjidi, fi is a preposition, harf jar, and al masjidi is ism majroor. The imam is in the masjid. Alhamdu lillahi. Lillahi is a phrase. Here we are using here a preposition li. Lillahi, preposition li with lillah. So this is a prepositional phrase, lillah. Alhamdu lillahi. So lillah is phrase, prepositional phrase, and it is predicate khabar here. The second kind of shibhul jumla is zarf, adverbial phrase. Adverbial phrase. Adverb, we call it zarf. Adverb, we call it zarf. Al-kitabu tahtal maktabi. The book is under the table. Maktab, table, desk. Tahta. Tahta is zarf here. It is adverb. Al-kitabu tahtal maktabi. The book is under the table. As-sayaratu ama'amal bayti. The car is in front of the house. Amama. Amama, in front. Al-bayti here is mudaf. Al-maktabi is also mudaf ilay. Not mudaf, mudaf ilay. Al-maktabi is mudaf and al-bayti is also mudaf ilay. The noun following zarf or adverb will always be mudaf ilay because adverb is always mudaf. Al-mudarrisu, in dal mudiri, the teacher is with the headmaster. The teacher is with the headmaster. In the, with is an adverb. So it is mudaf. Al-mudir will be mudaf ilay. Al-mudarrisu, in dal mudiri, the teacher is with the headmaster. So al-kitabu, al-imama, alhamdu, al-kitabu, as-sayaratu, al-mudarrisu, they are mubtada. Al-kitabu is mubtada, taht al-maktabi khabar, as-sayaratu mubtada, amam al-bayti khabar, al-mudarrisu mubtada, in dal-mudiri khabar. A complete sentence. Okay, you need to learn zarf and phrase. Proposition. If there is a proposition, that is a prepositional phrase. If there is a preposition, ala, fi, li, ila, min, so they are the prepositional phrase. And if there is the zarf adverb, then they are the adverbial phrase. You have to know which is the proposition and which is the adverb. Hamidun, a complete sentence. A complete sentence can be a khabar also. A complete sentence can be a khabar also. Like in a first you look here, nominal sentences. In a nominal sentences, jumla tul ismiya. Jumla tun ismiyatu. Hamidun, starting with a proper noun. Hamid is a proper noun. Hamidun, akhuhu tabibun. Hamid's brother is a doctor. Hamidun, Hamid, akhuhu, his brother, tabibun is a doctor. So Hamid's brother is a doctor. Akhuhu, tabibun, his brother is a doctor. Akhuhu, his brother, tabibun is a doctor. This is a complete sentence. Akhuhu tabibun, this is a complete sentence. Akhu is khabar and akhu is mubtada and tabibun is khabar here. Akhu is mubtada starting with a noun and tabibun is khabar here. His brother is a doctor. Fatima tu Fatima. Indaha sayaratun. She has a car. She has a car. Fatima, she has a car. Indaha sayaratun. She has a car. This is also a complete sentence. Indaha sayaratun. It is a complete sentence because it is giving a complete meaning. No doubt in its meaning. Indaha sayaratun. She has a car. So a complete sentence is a khabar. Indaha sayaratun is a khabar here, predicate. Fatimatu, indaha sayaratun. Fatima is mubtada. Indaha sayaratun, she has a car, is a khabar here. Zainabu, Zainab. Laha tiflun saghirun. Zainab, she has a small baby. Zainab, she has a small baby. So Zainab is mubtada. She has a small baby is a complete sentence. So laha tiflun saghirun. This is a complete sentence and this is also a predicate. This is also a khabar. This is also a khabar, a predicate. In a verbal sentence, jumlatun failiyatun. In a verbal sentence, how we will find a predicate? Bilalun kharaja. A verbal sentence can be a khabar also. A verbal sentence can be a khabar also. Bilalun, Bilal. Kharaja minal fasli, went out from the class. So Bilal is mubtada. Kharaja is verb. Kharaja minal fasli, he went out from the class. He went out from the class. So kharaja is a verb, starting with a verb. Minal fasli, from the class. He went out from the class. It is a complete sentence. When we say he went out from the class, so it is a complete sentence starting with a verb. And a verbal sentence, this kharaja minal fasli, it is a complete verbal sentence. And it is also a khabar. Here in the ha, laha, ahu, they are all starting with the noun. So here kharaja, zahabat, jalasa, they are starting with a verb. Aminatu, Amina. Zahabat ilal madrasati. Amina went to the school. Amina is mubtada. Zahabat, she went. Ilal madrasati, to the school. She went to the school. So zahaba is a verb. And zahabat ilal madrasati, she went to the school, is a complete sentence. And it is a verbal sentence. A complete verbal sentence can be a khabar, a predicate. This is all is khabar, all is predicate. All the line here drawn below is indicating the khabar. Kharaja min al-fasli is khabar. Zahabat ila al-madrasati is khabar. Hamidun, Hamid. Jalasa alal kursiyi. Hamid sat on the chair. So jalasa, he sat. Jalasa, he sat alal kursiyi, on the chair. So here jalasa is a complete verbal sentence and it is a predicate also. Jalasa alal kursiyi, it is a complete sentence, verbal sentence, and it is a predicate khabar also. And Hamidun is mubtada. So we learned 3 kinds of the khabar, 4 kinds of the khabar. One, a single word, a one word can be a khabar. A phrase, shibhul jumla, can be a khabar, and in a phrase there are prepositional phrase and adverbial phrase. And a sentence, jumlatul ismiya or jumlatul fi'liya, nominal or verbal sentence, they can be a khabar here. Okay, so now we will learn more about the khabar. Particle of emphasis and accusative case, inna. Harfu tawkid wa nasab. How we can use? Inna has many meanings. Indeed, verily, truly, surely. So we use all these meanings. Truly, surely, indeed, verily. Where we have to use this inna? It is only used in a nominal sentence. Inna we can use in a nominal sentence only. We cannot use it in a verbal sentence. What it do if we use inna in a nominal sentence, what it will do, and why we use inna in a nominal sentence? It is a particle of emphasis. It is not a noun, it is not a verb. Inna is not a verb. Inna is not a noun, it is a particle, harf. And we call it harf emphasis. To make sure, to emphasize. It makes the subject mubtada of the sentence accusative. We have learned that the mubtada and the khabar is marfu. What we have learned, the mubtada and the khabar is mostly marfu, but not always marfu. Sometimes it is mansub also. So here we will learn when we use inna in a nominal sentence, so it change mubtada into mansub, accusative case. Mubtada of a nominal sentence, after using inna, it will be mansub, accusative. The analysis of the nominal sentence changes as follows when it contains inna. Al-kitabu jadidun, the book is new. Mubtada, al-kitabu is mubtada. Jadidun is khabar. Al-kitabu is mubtada and jadidun is khabar, and they are marfu. What we have learned, they are marfu. But when we use Inna. What inna means? Indeed. We are making sure. Indeed. There is no doubt after using inna. Innal kitaba jadidun. Indeed, surely, verily, the book is new. After using inna, there is no doubt. So, innal kitaba, the book is. Here, innal kitabu, innal kitabu. After using inna, mubtada become mansub. Innal kitaba jadidun, new. So inna gives mansub to the mubtada and it has no effect on the khabar. Khabar will remain marfu. Jadidun and jadidun, it is marfu. Only it affects the mubtada. Inna is harfe tawqid wa nasab because harfe nasab, because it is giving nasab to the mubtada. And after this, mubtada will no more mubtada. After using inna, the mubtada will no more mubtada. It will be ismu inna. Now, here al-kitabu is mubtada. But after using inna, it is not mubtada. It is ismu inna. And khabar will become khabru inna. Khabar will come khabru inna. And there are few more particles. We call it sisters of inna. Akhawatu inna. They also do the same thing with the sentence. We all use them in nominal sentences. Following words are called sisters of inna because grammatically they act like inna. They act like inna. They give mansub to the mubtada. So we call them sisters of inna. They make the noun following them mansub. The noun following them will be mansub. Noun. So they all will enter in a nominal sentence. La Allah. La Allah, I hope. I fear. We use it for both. I hope and I fear. I am afraid. Laita. Would that, I wish, if, only. So the noun following laita will be mansub. Ka'anna, as if, as so. The noun will follow ka'anna will be mansub. Lakinna, but. On the other hand, however, the noun following lakinna will be mansub. And anna, anna means that. The noun after anna will be mansub here, like here. La allal imtihana. Al imtihanu. Here you see al imtihanu sahlun. The exams is easy. The exam is easy if we don't use la Allah. If we don't use la Allah, it will be al imtihanu sahlun. The exam is easy. But if we use la Allah al-imtihana, after using la Allah, al-imtihanu will become al-imtihana. And it will be harfu tarjih. It we use for hope and fear. I hope, la Allah, I hope. La Allah al-imtihana sahlun. I hope the examination is easy. So, it is ismu la Allah, like ismu inna. After the noun, the noun follow la Allah will be ismu la Allah, and the khabar will be khabru la Allah. And same with the lakinna, anna, ka'ana, laita, they all will follow the same rule. Laisa. If there is a laisa in a sentence, then how we can find the khabar and mubtada? Laisa mean is not. Laisa is a verb. It is not a particle. It is a verb, and it meaning not. It is not. Is not. It requires a ism and khabar. We can use Laisa with ism and khabar, because if there is no ism, we cannot use Laisa. It requires a ism and a khabar. It requires a noun and a predicate to complete the meaning. To complete the meaning, it is used in a sentence as follow. Al kitabu jadidun. The book is new. Al kitabu is mubtada. Jadidun is khabar. Now we will use Laisa. Laisal kitabu bi jadidin. The book is not new. The book is not new. Laisa is fail. Al kitabu ismu Laila. It will become ismu Laisa. Bi jadidin. B is a harf jar. This is zaidun, extra. We can use B, and if we don't use B, then no matter, the khabar will be mansub. If we don't use this B, it will be laisal kitabu jadidan. What the Laisa do? Laisa make the khabar mansub. Khabar will be mansub if we use the Laisa. But here the khabar is majroor because we are using an extra preposition, harf jar zaidun. Because of this preposition B, the khabar is majroor here. This is optional. We can use this B and we cannot use this B also. Both are the correct. Khabru Laisa usually takes an extra B preposition, as seen in the above examination. Above example, B jadidin. But Khabru Laisa can also without this preposition B. In this case, it will be mansub. Laisal kitabu jadidan. Here we are not using an extra preposition. So here Laisal kitabu jadidan. The book is not new. Here the khabar is mansub. Laisal kitabu. Laisa is fail. Al kitabu ismu Laisa. Jadidan is khabru Laisa. And it is mansub. What the Laisa do? Laisa make the khabar mansub. Lastu bi tabibin. I am not a doctor. Lastu is a verb. Tu is a pronoun. Ismu Laisa. I. Tu is I. I am. Lastu, I am not. Bi tabibin, or doctor. Bi is an extra preposition and tabibun is a khabru Laisa. I am not a doctor. Lastu bi tabibin. This is jumla tul failure. This is jumla tul failure. No mubtada here. In a jumla tul failure, no mubtada here. We can say it. Ana lastu bi tabibin. I am not a doctor. Ana, I. Lastu bi tabibin. I am not a doctor. So ana will be mubtada and lastu bi tabibin will be khabar. Lastu bi tabibin, all will be khabar here. If a jumlatul, just now we have learned that a complete sentence can be a khabar. And this is verbal sentence can be a khabar. Al jumlatul failure and al jumlatul failure verbal sentence is a khabar here. Okay. Next is Zoo. Zoo have, having, possessing. Zoo is always mudaf. Zoo is always mudaf, and it is, we use it as a khabar also. Zoo is always mudaf, so the word following it is mudaf ilayh. Zoo is marfu form. Zoo is in a marfu form. We will learn the majroor and mansoob form later. Zoo and other variations can play different functions in a sentence. Here we will learn. For muzakkar, masculine, mufrad, singular, we use zoo. And for plural, for jamma, we use zavu. For muannas, zatu. Zawatu is for muannas,